Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, AHMED, has expressed optimism over the nation's economic viability by 2022. At the end of the Federal Executive Council meeting on Wednesday, the minister explained some of the key assumptions and parameters which will guide the basis for the annual budget planning. Our correspondent, Folashade Ogunride, has the details in this next report.
Announcing details of the 2022-2024 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, AHMED, reviews 13.98 trillion naira is budgeted for 2022. This, according to her, is 3% higher than what is specified in the Fiscal Responsibility Act.
The total expenditure that we are expecting, we had projected and approved by Council, is an aggregate expenditure of 13.98 trillion naira. This budget is just 3% higher than the 2021 budget in terms of the size of expenditure. We also reported to Council the budget deficit and the financing items for the expenditure. The budget deficit that is projected for 2022 is 5.62 trillion, up from 5.60 trillion in 2022. This amount represents 3.05% of the estimated GDP, which is slightly above the 3% threshold that is specified in the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The FRA empowers Mr. President to exceed the threshold if, in his opinion, the nation faces national security threats.
Ahmed says the difference is based on projected revenue to the Federation account in 2022.
Specifically for 2022, the revenue that we expect is 6.54 trillion and 2.62 trillion to accrue to the Federation account and VAT pool respectively. And then that there will be a net oil and gas revenue available for the Federation account FAC for distribution. It will be 6.51 trillion in 2022. This revenue is projected to increase in 2023 to 9.15 trillion.
Meanwhile, crude oil benchmark is pegged at $57 per barrel, an increase of $17 from the $40 retained in 2021.
There will be a crude oil benchmark price of $57 per barrel, a crude oil for 2022, a crude oil production of 1.88 million barrels per day, a naira exchange rate of 410 naira 15 kobo to $1.
With a moderated inflation rate of 17.93%, the finance minister is optimistic that the economy will see a rebound and inflation would stabilize at 13% in 2022. Folashade Ogunride, TV 360 News.